You want to do
Excuse me, time.
Village of Sauk Village Committee meeting Tuesday, March 18th. Village clerk, please call the roll.
Burgess.
Here.
Gordon.
Here.
Myers.
Here.
Hoskin. Washington.
Here.
Williams.
Here. Let it be for the record that Trustee Hoskins did say that he was not going to be here tonight. And just a couple of things before we get started. If I could please have everybody turn off their cell phones. I know that was an issue the last meeting. And then also I just have a quick statement to read. With deepest regrets and sadness, we notify you of the death of James Morrissey, husband of Janice Morrissey, our Deputy Director of Housing, following a two-car accident yesterday afternoon in Old Fort. At this time, we have no further information, but we will send it to you as soon as possible. Please keep Janice and their three sons in your thoughts and prayers during this very heartbreaking time. This came from Ed Hazel from South Suburban Mayors and Managers. So if anybody who's ever had any contact with Ms. Morrissey, if we could all just have like a moment of silence for her and her family, please. Okay, thank you very much. The second item on the agenda for tonight will be the bond abatement. If we can bring that up. Good evening. While Mary's getting settled, I just did forget to say something that in the absence of Mayor Hanks, I am accepting as Mayor Pro Tem. Are there any objections before we move on? Okay. Thank you very much, Mary. Would you mind using the mic and making sure that it's turning on and better?
It's on.
It's on. Just move it a little closer. Better?
Better?
Yes.
Okay.
Really sorry.
So you all received the information and had an opportunity to look it over. This is something that we have to do on an annual basis. These are your abatement ordinances for your bonds. As you can see, we did extremely well in our TIF district. We will be abating in full those bonds. So all the money was collected. These bonds are alternate revenue bonds. What that means is the increment is the alternate revenue. So when that property is in the TIF district, 2 and 3, let's say, they set it and across the street. That follows, that's TIF 2, and on the north side is TIF 3. So when we did the TIF district, there were bonds issued to promote the development of those properties. They were called TIF alternate revenue bonds. The alternate revenue is the TIF increment. So they pay their property taxes, and anything over the base, where the TIF was established, is considered to be increment. Comes back into a special fund, and it is used as debt service toward those bonds. Those monies have been collected by the trustee, which is an Amalgamated Bank. There's also your ordinance, your bond ordinance calls for 1.25 coverage. So that means you collect 1 and another 25% coverage. Your non-holding rule, and that's kind of why we do that. The trustee asks that be done. We have that amount, so all the TIF bonds will be abated. The 2007A, B, and C will be levied, as they were last year. And the 2007A bonds for this building, the B bonds are for the fire truck, and the C bonds are for the 911 distribution. Just help me discuss that. I knew it was a deep word. So they are alternate revenue bonds also. The unfortunate part of those is that there is no alternate revenue for those bonds right now. The alternate revenue for the A bonds in particular was supposed to, and it will be at some point, hopefully again. There's an ordinance in place in the village for impact. So when someone comes in and purchases property of a specific size, I believe 25,000 square feet or more, there's an impact fee applied to that purchase. It was, at the time that those bonds were done, it was, the economy was in a different position than we are right now. DP Partners had a TIF 3 property, and there was phase 1, 2, 3, 4. We are in 2.5 right now, but 2.5 is doing very, very well over there. I mean, particularly with the addition of impact, and now we have the paper company who's purchased the rate. So they're no longer leasing, they're here for the call now, so that's a good thing too. So, but regardless, until we get to phase the other half of 2 and 3 and 4, where there's no big land takedown, we don't have that alternate revenue source. Who knew? I mean, we had what I refer to as the perfect storm. We had the economy that went down to this. We had the Cook County that changed their assessment rates. I mean, you just had a perfect, values went down the toilet, pardon me, and it just hurt us. We don't anticipate that this is going to continue. We think that we have bottomed out, according to what everybody is telling us. We have. So those bonds, unfortunately, we will have to levy, as we did last year. The alternate revenue bonds for the fire truck and for the fire truck in particular are a portion of utility taxes. We have not, the village has not utilized that alternate revenue bond for the payment of the fire truck because candidly they needed it for day-to-day operations. The same is true for the 911 dispatch center. The alternate revenue was supposed to be an additional, I think it's like 50 cents of property taxes, and we've used that for day-to-day operations as well. So those are obviously considerably smaller. Which one you'll say is your chunk. So I am available to answer any questions that you would have, assuming I have the answers. Trustee Burgess. Okay. I've been here a long time.
Okay. When are we going to levy? May? Are we going to do the levy in May? Does it have to be done before the end of the
The
year?
collection will begin the second installment.
Right, okay, so therefore the levy will.
So this is tax year 2013.
So therefore it'll be done by the second installment. It'll be on the second installment.
Right, and it's up to Mr. Rao to collect that money, set it aside,
Absolutely.
so it can be sent to the trustee.
Absolutely.
If we don't, we're indeed.
But now, if we, for instance, do get someone to build,
Yes.
will that will offset next year, correct?
Well, it depends. It depends. So let's say somebody comes in next week and they want to purchase property and we collect an impact fee. We can take that impact fee and apply it towards this debt service. We did that, if you recall, not last year, but the year
Before last,
before.
right, when
Correct.
impact came in.
Correct,
Right.
correct. And I think we applied about $300,000 in impact fees toward the debt service.
Okay.
So in that year, what we did was a partial levy.
But now you're saying now
Or
we do
partial
have,
abatement, whichever you so choose.
we do have enough, this is coming out of TIF 2 and 3 to abate these taxes. To abate these bonds,
To
right?
abate the TIF bonds.
The TIF bonds.
Yeah.
Okay, but now we still will have 207, A, B, and C,
Yes.
and I think that's it.
Yes.
Okay, that's
We
it.
had paid off the issue from 1997, and we paid off the 2010 bonds. So we're moving. We are.
But the only thing about the TIF 2 is not generating a lot. That's,
Well, TIF doesn't do too badly though.
oh,
It really doesn't. And I will tell you, I'm working with someone who wants to reoccupy Chicago Airport. So,
okay.
you know,
That'll help.
that would help also.
Yes.
May Center is doing very well, and Minority.
Now, we still have to get Wayne Steel, because they're not part of it.
Wayne Steel is free.
Okay, are they still part?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
I thought they were,
Oh, yes. So they're
well, YRC is not. YRC Carolina yellow freight. Yeah,
No, never have.
But they're still,
Never.
but they still pay straight tax.
You are correct.
So that's,
You are
that helps
correct.
out.
That's correct. They never have been. We did look at that.
Someone look at the numbers though, Mary. Yeah, and I'm sure Mohan looks at, someone look at the numbers, how much we actually are going to levy. That's my next question, I know.
Well, I think that's in the ordinance. So you should have, because you're going to be adopting 3 ordinances. I'm sorry, 8 ordinances. You're not going to believe it, but you're going to.
They all have.
Okay.
That's the schedule. All of you should have this in your packet. It's actually the schedule.
That's the schedule.
Yes, the bottom is where it'll show you.
There you go.
And
So
the
you're-
ordinance should be right behind it.
Right
You
behind
see the
it.
letter
Yeah.
from Kim McKenna, and then you'll see.
So thank you.
Ordinance and the schedule. Yeah, I
So-
should.
Oh, here,
It
it
should be.
is. This is the front. Okay.
Yeah.
See the letter, second page, the
Yeah.
schedule.
Okay. Okay, but then this is.
So C is 57,000 and change, B is 98,000 and change, and then yours. A is 690.
That's
And that's
the
the
deal.
schedule.
That's thank you.
Does anybody else have any questions?
Everyone has notes that I'm here quite a bit. If you ever have any questions, all you have to do is give me a call.
Definitely, if anybody has anything else, contact Dave, you can contact Mona, you can call Mary directly, she does have cards to Friday. The ordinances are on here.
Yes,
So these things are
they
on
have
the
to
agenda
pass
for
by
next
April
week.
first, so those.
So we're anticipating we should pass it at the next board meeting.
Okay. Just so that
Pass
I know.
them at the next board meeting.
You pass it.
County has gas and they
And then we'll have the consent agenda next week, so.
No. I mean, but you mean you want to pass, you want to be able to pass, put the levy on it. To pass that for
The county does that.
I mean, right, I'm saying you want that passed so we can go.
Once we pass the ordinance right
So
now.
they determine the date.
That's about it.
You know, wallpaper room.
No.
Yes.
I have your card. Village clerk. It's very close. No, I can get it from village clerk.
Any other questions at this point?
And like I said, this will be on the agenda for next week for vote. Thank you very much, Mary.
Thank you.
Same. Okay. Moving right along. Item number 3, MFT resolutions and agreements. Behind that, you should have all of the MFT information. I would ask that you guys please review that, and if you have any questions, you can contact Jim Sargent or Mayor Hanks to answer any questions, and I believe this will be on the agenda for next week as well. To make sure that it's reviewed by the time we have student government day, and just as a reminder, this will not be, there will not be a consent agenda next week. So all of that will be separate.
Who's your right school?
Yeah, I'll announce that. Yep. Item number 4, an energy presentation. This item has been tabled. The the presenter did provide a CD, a disc of some slides and other things. The village clerk does have that. So any of the trustees is able to go in and borrow that CD and review the information that's on there. He will be back on April 4th, is that April 1st meeting? And he would like anybody to read it if they are interested, and that way they can come prepared with questions.
What type of issue? What is it talking about? You know?
To be perfectly honest with you, he's being very, very closed. It's confidential. And we would like you to keep it confidential until he makes his presentation. I can just tell you at this point, it's on energy. And I have the DVD that you can take out.
Has he been there before?
No.
So if anybody has any questions about the confidential energy, then please feel free to review the DVD.
No, but I know.
And then come prepared with questions on April 4th. Okay? And moving right along, item number 5, cost saving initiatives. As Mayor Hanks has stated, that this will be on the agenda henceforth. So are there any trustees that would like to bring anything to the table about cost saving initiatives?
I did talk to the mayor, and I'm going over the bills that we had from the lawyers, and there's a lot in here that we're gonna try to shave off. Hopefully this will be something that, this is just from last year. So I'm hoping to have a meeting with the lawyers, with both law firms, Wow and Harold, back in the book, and also I want us to start to look at some of the things that they're building us for. And either, I know we passed this one, the last one I have, there's some, the next one we're gonna look at, trying to, I don't say it's double building, but there's some things on there that I just have questions about. And that's one of the things I did bring to the mayor last week. He's out of town now, so we're supposed to set up a meeting. I'm going to be able to do this Friday or Monday, when we need to go over some because some of these, I don't know if it's redundant or do we need to build that, but I have some questions that the mayor couldn't answer, so he did agree that we would go over that. And that's just that, so I'm going to get all of the bills and then just start going on. And we did this before with the study group, and I think we dealt out. So I'm going to do it again.
Okay. Does anybody else have anything or any updates on anything? No? Okay. Item number 6, public comment. It says, please direct all questions to Mayor Hanks. Mayor Hanks is not here this evening. So feel free to answer any questions, and as a collective unit, the Board of Trustees will try to answer your questions. If it's something that we cannot answer, it will be referred to Mayor Hanks.
Rose Weinstein. I just want to mention something that we've had a group in here that was so concerned that they wanted to meet in the senior center. So we've made arrangements for the 2nd and 4th Friday with one of the senior committee overseeing it. Last week, we only had one. I'm not sure if they're taking a strike or what, but if we're going to take the time to provide it, the facilities that they're asking for, and nobody shows, that's not right. I just want it on record to say that that's not right. They're asking for something, they got it, they thank us for it, and next thing you know, I don't know what it is that they want. My other thing, I wanted to compliment the village for their support at the United Church of Christ celebration. I'm glad to say that we have half our board of trustees there. I did really expect a lot, but we had Trustee Morton, Trustee Myers, and Trustee Washington. And I was so pleased, and so was our congregation. We had a very nice turnout, and it was a joyous thing. Of course, next week, will be down in the dumps. And hopefully, I was going to see if I can't talk to the police department, that maybe if they're making their stop instead of St. James, be sitting at our church lot, just to ensure that we don't have a breakage until our Illinois conference make arrangements with whomever wants to rent or buy the place. Thank you.
Rose, I just wanted to ask you, could you inform that group, could you let them know also what you just told us, so they can know that you tried to be there for them and they weren't there? So, I mean, this is on the record, so they could, it won't be said that they were never told or never told that, you know, that you're doing this. So could you kind of let them know that you did come to the board and say, okay, that you guys didn't show up or you haven't been showing up, and we have someone there to watch, and then you're not using it, you're not utilizing it. So
I believe they were talking to the committee member who was there telling them.
Okay, I just want to
So
make sure.
we have continued, we're going to continue to be there.
No, but just let them know that you told the board that that you did try to, or whatever, that you have someone there, so they can kind of know.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments?
Judy Geister. I did go and vote today, and I think this is the first time in all the years that I've lived here that there was so little said or residents made aware that there was even a referendum out there. I was really disappointed. It doesn't matter whether I want to vote yes or no. I don't feel the word got out there to let the people know what was going on. And the people that I talked to were looking at me like I had two heads. What referendum? It didn't get out in the papers. It didn't get out to the people like it should. Whether it wins or loses, it's irrelevant. The thing is, the word did not get out like it should have. Secondly, the P.L.A.N group is again this year going to work with the Parks and Recreation to put on a Easter egg hunt or Easter egg event. And we're going to have the ponies and everything that we've had over the past years. We are looking for donations, and with some of the donations we've already gotten in, we are securing the order for the ponies and the Easter eggs. I believe we're ordering 5,000 of them again this year. And it would be magnanimous if all of our officials were willing to donate something. So, other than that, that's all I have to say.
Any other comments? Seeing none? Okay. Item number 7, miscellaneous comments from Board of Trustees. Trustee Burke?
Yes, I just want to ask Judy, I don't know what the board can do. I'll donate $20. I don't know what the rest of the board can do, but I'll donate $20 for that cause. What you just said about voting, as far as it being put on the publicized, I mean, that's not, really it's not the job of the village to publicize it like that. I mean, it's a referendum, the board put it on there, but to advertise it, I don't know if you could hold the board accountable, but I'm sure if you come out and vote or whatever, they would have saw it on there. But it is what it is, and if people want to do it, I mean, you just got to hear it just now that there's going to be a levy. So I just hope everybody understands that, and I understand if, after we leave tonight, if anyone wants me to explain, I'll explain. I won't go into it now, but there will be a levy again this year like it was last year. So I'll go into that in detail. I don't want to take up all that time, but I hope everyone today, because it was a low voter turnout, I hope everyone that's here, and it's too late now, but it was here that they got a chance to get out and vote, because if you don't vote, as you know, you don't have a say. That's all I have.
Okay. Trustee Ward?
Thank you. Just want to let everybody know this coming up Saturday, Democratic Women of the South Suburbs are sponsoring a Get Covered America. It's an enrollment workshop. We've had these here before. It is going to be March 22nd from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. here at the Municipal Center. So tell your friends and neighbors if you have anybody that has any questions, they can come up. They'll have counselors here, and actually we'll be registering everybody as well. To piggyback what Rose was talking about, myself and my two fellow trustees were there. It was a very beautiful, heartfelt feeling that we had in there. We were all welcomed. Everybody came up to it. It's a sad day when you see any church in the municipality close, but I think that church definitely went out on a high note. They're wonderful people, and I just want to thank Ms. Lynch for bringing it to our attention. I wouldn't have missed it. Thank you.
Thank you. I just want to also piggyback off of what Trustee Horton just said. I really enjoyed myself at your church, Ms. Langston. I was really impressed how friendly everybody was. They all came over and greeted us at the end. We all went in the back and we fellowship and talking. The priest came out and he had roses to give to everybody that stopped by. And just hearing and seeing the video and some of the programs that they had there, like the Christmas programs, and everybody getting up talking about what they liked about the church and how many years they've been going there, the children that they're raised there. It was just a real heartwarming experience. So I did enjoy being there as well, and I'm hoping that the next person that comes there will be a place. I know personally, my mother had a church in Chicago, and we had to, for whatever reason, disseminate the church, and we had to make a decision after my mom passed. We would go back at different times to just see the new church that was there. So I'm hoping that whoever has the church next, you guys can go in sometimes and just, speak reminisce about the times you guys were there.
Once again, I had a great time at the church Sunday. I hate to see the church closed down in any town, especially ours. I was a member of the church for years and years ago, and I was there when they made the first major repair to the I-beam. It's a big thing here in Sauk, a huge, gigantic, 150-foot beam comes in to be placed in the middle of the church. It brings back a lot of memories, and I've got a lot of old friends there. I don't know if you guys remember, John Wally and I spent a lot of time reconstruction at helping them do that church and everything. We watched it put back together during a little minor Paul and I had whatever. So, but once again, I thank the church for inviting us. Had a good time, and with that, that's all.
Okay. I just have a couple of items tonight. Number one, trustees, you guys should have an ordinance, village clerk pass it out to you. For the meeting. Just as a review, something to look forward to, if you guys need a little light reading. We did discuss this before, the sale of property at 2842 East 225th Place. This was in order to sell that property, we need to pass an ordinance, so review this, and this will be on the agenda for next week. Yes, okay. So make sure that it's reviewed, so that we're able to vote on this for next week. Also, Student Government Day will be next week. I invite all of you to come out and witness this joyous event. And for those of you guys who've never been a part of it, it's really something great, fantastic. I very much so enjoy participating in it every single year, and I'm super excited about it. Trustees, and I don't think there's any more, but I need reports by this week, Friday, submitted electronically. Again, that's not to change any content, that's to, we might need to make it bigger, enlarge it. If there is going to be any changes that will be made, I will be asking your permission to do so. I just caution you to remember that 8th grade students are reading these, so if we can keep it concise. 8th graders, concise. Let me repeat it again, concise, short, let's keep it brief. Make sure that the 8th graders are reading this, and to make sure that we use words that are in 8th graders' vocabulary, not like repotification from 4 years ago. That was a rough word 4 years ago. So if we can just kind of keep that in mind, and if I can have elected officials and any of our committee chairs to be here by 6 o'clock. For pictures, 6 o'clock. And again, if we could just please keep Janice Morrissey and her children in our prayers for the passing of her husband. With that being said, can I have a motion to adjourn? All those in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you very much.